notice we're down a handful of people.
No way.
But not down on quality or content, because these three amazing role players can, like, you know, for days they've got this. So,
The pressure.
Yeah. Or they just have fun. We're here to have fun, and that's A-okay. But I know you're all amazing, so. Yeah. Oh, that's so true. Awesome. Right. Well, let's get things underway. Oh my gosh, am I stumbling around? Did we have any sort of, how did we end last session?
My notebook has Felix was shopping. I think he bought armor.
Right.
I can't remember what armor he bought.
Oh, he got that fancy deal. Yeah. Right, and I think you all talked to, what's her name, Shuffletrot. I feel like, was everyone wrapping up and heading back to the keep?
Everyone was wrapping up and heading back. You did have a thing, but it was for Aaron. That was our last. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
And Crystal had something for Emil.
Oh right.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yep. She engaged. Was like, psst, she's gonna find that out and get back to you. Okay. Cool. Excellent.
I think I was supposed to sneak off during the meal, right?
Right. Yeah. In the evening to assist with a breaking up a local a band of ne'er-do-wells.
But I was also going to get the information to pass to Counselor Shuffletrot anonymously on behalf of Harper.
Yes. Excellent. All right. Well, in that case, I'll figure that some of the others that are here in town decide, Erinwyn's doing her thing. The others are collectively, heading back. I think that maybe Rain already did. I forget. But everyone else will say is going to head down, with leaving Mort and Caelynn sort of trailing behind a bit as they're sorting some things out in town. And Emil, who has during the meeting. So actually, we'll start with Emil, as Caelynn and Mort are still, wrapping things up before everyone heads off. It's about that time of day, Emil, where Crystal had asked you to stop by. There's, I believe it was an orphanage, and they were using it. She said there's some bad people using it as a front. They're going to have some illicit goods sold there tonight, and with a very volatile group that Crystal's information says anyway, for the first time. She's worried it's going to go south. All the kids are going to be putting on crossfire, so. So I think she wanted you to meet roughly in the same area as you had met earlier in the day.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. Would you like to, I'll say that if you're doing that, you can take a look around for her.
Okay, now I know that Crystal's a harper, so I'm going to assume, I don't remember if she was a rogue or not, but I'll assume she has pretty good stealth, but I think I will stealth at ground level and kind of look out for her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check, if you would, as you kind of scan about. She's 31.
There we go.
A mere 31. Well, I don't know if that's going to be, yeah. So yeah, you, she does have some, a good number of levels in Rogue. She has some other skill set too, as you may have seen when you interacted earlier, maybe not. But you do spot her. Again, this area of town is still pretty busy, but bordering on that time of day when things start to kind of calm down and shut down. There's another hour or two before businesses close, but people are heading home at this point, getting their last of their shopping done. As it's in a bit of a shopping district. Yeah. Great place to blend in, but you do spot her a number of times. And she seems to be a little bit distracted. She doesn't see you, but you see her kind of doing like a holding pattern, trying to walk about and blend in, but also keep an eye on a building nearby.
Okay, I think I'll just, when there's an opportunity, kind of walk up beside her and just fall into step beside her.
Okay. She catches a glance of you and doesn't say anything, continues on, recognizing that you're there. You do a few patterns, and it's going to be a little bit of time, maybe like 20, 25 minutes. But you see what she's looking at. You see this, not the orphanage. That's down a block and a half or so from here. But another building that has very suspicious individuals standing about outside. It's not really trying to blend in, but more like... not ruffians, but guards that are trying to not look like guards, or thugs that are trying to not look like thugs, but still be intimidating. And eventually, the door opens up, and a business person dressed to the nines in a fine, almost like a pinstripe suit, not like a zoot suit, but just a very Italian, looking style suit, very sharp. Comes out.
The Italians, those are drow?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
That's awesome. And with 3 or 4 different more of these ruffians, also dressed moderately nice, but clearly just his protective detail. 2 of them carry suitcases that have cuffs that are cuffed to their wrists. And they walk away down the block. Crystal gives you a nod of the head and asks you, or tells you, they're all right. That's our mark, but not the one in the suit. It's one of the others. I think they're just trying to play a game of hide the bead, shuffle. You keep an eye on the ones on the right there. I'll keep an eye on the ones on the left in case they split.
Okay.
The next block, they split. The ones that you're watching take a sharp right and continue on down the block that way. The other ones turn left. Crystal nods to you and walks across the street and begins following them. Can you do... how would you like to follow them? Do you want to continue on the road, mixing them with people? It's moderately busy road still.
Yeah, I figure if it's moderately busy and it's still moderately light out, I'm probably better off to be on the ground, just trying to blend in with people.
Okay. Can you please roll... Not that I should even ask you anymore, but a stealth check, please.
I'll put it in the tower so you can figure out how you want to relay the news to me.
That modifiers.
You think you're well stealthed?
Yeah. All right, let me get these out and see. Yeah, you think you're well stealthed. No one seems to. I mean, you're even getting the occasional bump into a person as people just in general. You're in the flow of things. Do not see you, and you can continue to follow them. At the next intersection, they take a left. They are heading down towards the orphanage, but they're taking a very roundabout way. The street here, however, at this crossroads, the sidewalks, it's a cobblestone street, but there are areas on the side that are raised by, a row of bricks that a couple inches, effectively sidewalks for some of the carts and other things to run through town. The street itself doesn't have many folks in it. Do you want to try cutting across, or is there a different approach you'd like to take?
I think I'll let them get a fair ways ahead. I'm not too worried about losing them because I can always gain ground and try and find them from above. So okay. I'll let them get a fair ways ahead, and then when they disappear,
nice,
follow them.
Okay. So you do so. They disappear around that corner, and you're able to scooch across the street and run up ahead. And they're a little further ahead, but you do see them still down this block. They continue forward. There are, let's see, there were 3 or 4, plus the main guy. So there are 3. That's the main guy in the suit plus 2 of the guards. The other 2 split off the other way with Crystal. At this next intersection, the main individual in the suit, or is looking like the main individual, turns left. And that is the route down that block is where the orphanage is. The other 2, one of which has a briefcase handcuffed to his wrist, continue straight though. Those 2 ruffians continue straight. Suit guy turns left. Do you have a preference on how you like to handle it?
Definitely going to play it patient. I do not want to be spotted, and they're acting like they're pretty suspicious. So they're expecting, or at least they're aware of potential for trouble. So I don't want to move fast. I'll play it safe, and ultimately my focus is not on Zoot Suit, based on what Crystal told me. So
nice. All right. You know, I'll say, because you're very insightful, go ahead and roll an insight check, too. See if you can glean anything from their body language or this routine, given your history. Ooh, nice. Okay. That's a good one. So you, yeah, you definitely feel like the too obvious to turn and go right towards the orphanage after starting out with all this rigmarole. So you continue, if you wanted to keep on, like you said, with the 2 in the suits, the 2 ruffians rather, you feel like that's probably your best bet.
Yep, that's what I'll do. Nice.
All right. And sure enough, as you're keeping an eye on the other one, following these 2, but before you go out of sight, you do spot the one in the suit sort of pause and lean up against the wall, pull out a paper from inside of his jacket and just sort of read, like almost like he's looking back to see if anyone's following. Like that's part of their little patrol thing here. Doubling down on your assurance that you've made the right choice. And you continue around the next block. It's easy enough to follow him at this point up to and back around to the orphanage, where you see, let's see who's here. There's a rather dusty, for lack of a better term, looking half elf, dark brownish hair, sort of disheveled, a wispy little Van Dyke beard down here, just down here, half a mustache grown in. And just a little bit on the scrawnier side. Friendly face, big smile on his face as these 2 ruffians approach. And you see him, pat him on, call him over, give him a pat in the back, and have him enter the house, this orphanage. If you would make a perception check here, just to see what else you spot on the roads. Okay. Oops. So you don't spot any of the others that left, but you do see Crystal approaching amongst the people on the sidewalk from the other direction, heading up towards the door. After you see her sort of watching as well for a minute, and then she starts approaching. But before she doesn't go up to the front door, she's coming towards you. She just before she reaches the orphanage, she ducks down an alley. There is an alleyway on either side of the orphanage leading behind it. If you were to walk down the sidewalk, you could take a left just before the orphanage down an alleyway that would connect around to her.
Okay, yeah, let's to the alley. But as I'm going down the alley, I'm of course looking for upstairs windows, since they'd be pretty easy for me to get in, right? So.
Nice. Yes. Awesome. And in fact, while you do see all the windows down here, I mean, they have bars. A little odd, right, for an orphanage, but maybe. However, that's all the lower level windows. You do spot a number of higher windows. The regular windows for the bedrooms all have bars, but as you start wrapping your way around the back, you see an attic. There's an attic vent and a couple of attic windows that have no bars and are very old and rickety windows that they just didn't think they'd have to worry about. Around the same time as Crystal rounding the other corner. You're now behind the orphanage in the alley behind it. The two of you meeting.
Okay. Well, you're in charge. What's the plan?
Right. Well, the windows are barred, and I'm sure
I can get in a window.
Oh.
I can get to the roof.
Right. Right.
How do we get you in?
I don't suppose. I mean, if you can get up to those windows, if you have like a rope or something I can be quiet. Pulling myself up.
This was a shopping trip. I didn't think to bring rope with me. So
that's all right. I've got. I don't know if it'll be enough, but and she pulls out a really old rope that's let's see, it's 25 feet. It's just enough to reach from that window down for her to jump up and grab. Window's about 30 feet up. Right. I think this will do.
Okay. I assume it's a quiet alley and there's kind of nobody around but the two of us.
Yeah, it's
right?
a quiet and really narrow, maybe only like 3 feet wide. It's definitely a very confined space. There's another building up behind you that has no windows. It's just a solid wall.
Okay. Just do a quick window check to see if anybody's watching out the windows.
Okay.
Since kind of prefer not to do this in broad daylight, and actually I may have a problem getting in the building, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and make an investigation check as you kind of peer in.
Yep.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, so you see, as you look in, you do see there's a number of kids that are being instructed to run around and do different things in the house that are quickly getting called to all their... it's not a nun's garb, but it's something similar. Has the habit, but not particularly clergy based. That's just the outfit that a lot of folks or matrons are used to wear in these types of orphanages here in Zampora, I guess. And she's pointing to the children in a very stern way, like go, and you hear her telling them, go to your rooms, off to the rooms, you're to stay there until told otherwise. You can peek through another window, and you don't see anyone looking out the back here yet. You do see a couple of the two folks that walked in, and the gentle-faced guy, half-elf, walking through a room, but they turn left and go up. You see them start walking up a flight of stairs.
Okay, so I need to find a path from where we are to the roof that I can climb that can't really be seen from windows, just because if a kid sees me, goodness only knows, right? So is that easy or is that difficult?
Well, you could. So you're face to face with this other large brick building. The alley continues on either side of that. You could back even further down one of these other alleys on either side of this other building, climb up, and then it's only a 3-foot jump from that roof to the orphanage roof.
Okay, I can make the 3-foot jump. I can use my immovable dagger if I have to swing across. So I will do that.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to add that in then, just to be sure. How do you want that to look? Because that just seems so cool to me. The jumping with the immovable dagger.
I think because it's only 3 feet, what I'm going to do is, I don't know if it's rooftop to rooftop or what, but we'll jump across, and I'm going to, like, reaching up in the air, click the immovable rod just before I would land to try and, like, so I don't, like, thunk onto the roof. I, like, let myself down until I'm almost touching the ground, and then if I need to, just click to release and then have a soft landing.
Perfect. Yep. You get it just the right time. And you put down like a tippy toe and softly step on the other. And Crystal doesn't see it. She just sees you go down the alleyway. She's keeping an eye on the windows and staying up against the wall so as not to be seen. Yeah, so you're on the roof, just above the window. You could climb down something like 5 feet to get into that attic window.
Okay, but I need to get Crystal up here, so is there something, maybe I can insert the immovable dagger into something and then lock it in place and tie the rope to it?
Absolutely.
Does that seem reasonable? Okay. Then let's do that and get her up, because she probably needs to go into the orphanage first and invite me because it's a residence.
Right. Okay. Nice. So at one point the rope. Oh, right. She sees it and is like looking up a few times, like, what is this even tied to? Like, this little dagger in the air. But she makes it up to the rooftop with you. Pulls up the rope so it doesn't swing by any windows. Well, that's new. That's interesting, isn't it?
So I'll whisper to her, one small thing, you may need to invite me into the building.
All right. I'm trying to think if I don't think she
would have any idea.
Yeah.
No.
Sure. Grown a bit eccentric since last we met, but sure, I'll invite you in. She whispers, just thinking it's a personality trait. She kind of does a fun little acrobatic. Let's see how fun it is. Oh yeah, okay. A fun acrobatic over the edge and hangs down. Uses a knife to pop open the window. Opens the sash quietly, gets a foot in, and then goes down and climbs in through the attic window. You're invited in, she whispers up. And then she goes back inside.
Let's see if I can climb in.
Okay. So you kind of do the same, climb down, you get your foot in, everything's all right. You hold on to the sash, everything, and you're able to climb into the attic space. A-okay. None of that repulsion feeling. Whew. All right. And I'm going to put a pause right there as you two climb into the attic. We'll say by now, I mean, it's been some time, right? So the meeting's wrapped up. Everyone else has gone on ahead. It's just Mort and Caelynn, just trailing a little bit behind. A lot on their minds. What would you two like to do? Do you want to head to the keep? You have anything else you'd like to do here? You're walking by a beautiful, beautiful arcane water fountain where it's generating water out of different locations and firing it up with different timing, like at an amusement park. Fancy.
I think Caelynn would probably stop by the water fountain and look at it. Just for a few minutes. Does Mort stop too?
Yeah, he's good. Tag along.
She'll look at the water fountain for a few minutes, and I was about ready to do my Scottish accent. Nope. She'll turn to you, Mort. I have a question.
Okay. What's on your mind?
The mirror.
Shuffle truck?
No, the mirror.
Oh, the mirror. Oh, they just said the
Yes.
mayor. I'm sorry.
No, the mirror.
Wrong campaign. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
I want to ask it one question.
Okay. I think. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I've been asking a question, so I can't very well say you can. So I wouldn't have any grounding on that. But I would just advise, if you want to be a little bit safer about it, if you can wait till tomorrow, when I can cast Mind Blank on you. I mean, it seems to help from past experiences with dealing with the mirror. It's up to you. I mean, I certainly...
No. I agree. I just, yeah. No, I was going to ask if you would accompany, Finn Brewer wants to go too.
Well, it's good to have as many as possible. Probably just to... Oh, it'd be interesting. I wonder what would happen with Brewer.
What?
I wonder what would happen with Brewer. I mean, that's
What do you
certainly
mean?
like not exactly knowing his state.
Do you think
So I
he's
mean,
in danger if he goes down there?
no, I just It seems that the mirror affects everyone differently, so we should
What do
give him at least some forewarning that it could maybe show him some things that he might not be ready for. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's a good point. He was
but
wanting to ask the question for me, but because he's said that magic doesn't affect him as much as it does us. So, but I'm going to ask the question myself because I don't. I'm going to ask it about my mother.
oh, okay, that's all right.
I mean, I have a lot I could ask it, but that was the one thing that I don't have any other lead on. I mean, I asked Sam to look into it, and she's been busy, and I don't think that she's been able to find anything. But I've also not found anything that tells me that she's dead either. In fact, I've found kind of the opposite, according to my father's ghost and other things. So if she's alive, I want to find her.
Okay.
I don't want her to be out there alone if she is alone. But I can wait until tomorrow. That's fine. I would be happy if you could accompany.
Okay, I appreciate it. I would be more than happy to. But I just one thing on my mind. I just sometimes you don't get the results you're expecting. Certainly, Erwin has had that happen to her. If promise me one thing, if it shows you something that's very tempting or disturbing, that you won't enter the mirror. Just stand your ground. There's no telling where it would take you, or if we could follow, or I'm just very worried about.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I was going to actually ask you if you have some time. I just want to check in with the library. Want to ask
sure. Yeah.
Some back knowledge. That's all.
Also, tomorrow, if you, I'm telling you now that I'm going to not go in, but if in the moment, if something starts taking me in, or something takes over, feel free to stop me.
Okay. All right. That's good. I was going to actually had a thought that while we're asking the questions, if we just both me and Brewer, if we just on either side, maybe just hold your hand, and if you see something that's potentially changes, this wheels, squeeze real hard, and we'll just pull you right out of the room.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sounds fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So use the library when we get back.
Yeah, I want to do some research on Shar and find out some more things and see what I'm up against, and maybe try to find out.
That's the thing that you saw, right?
That's what the mirror showed me. Yeah. From history and books, I'm pretty sure that's who it was. So.
Are you worried?
A little. No, a lot. this is from what I can remember off the top of my head. That's why I want to use a library. This is a greater deity. This is like above most deities. This is beginning of time, sort of. You know. And there's the force of darkness. I mean, and I know she has a sister that they were, but I want to find out more about her and her sister, and maybe I don't know if it's feasible to enlist her sister. You know, I don't know. She's been taunting me, so it's. I mean, for a greater deity, it's like if she wanted me dead, she'd just snap her fingers and probably ban me out of existence. So I don't know.
Unless there's a reason that she's not.
Or yeah. I thought it for sure was going to be, you know, Ythaz or one of them, but this is way above their pay grade.
Have you seen her before? At all?
No. This is totally out of the blue.
No idea why she's there.
That's what worries me. I mean, I thought the Who would give me, you know, asking the Who would be a big relief, and, you know, at least I would be able to get some sort of plan together on what to do. But, you know, considering this, now it's the why has become the bigger question. I have no idea. And it's just, you know, it's being a greater deity. She's bypassing a lot of preventions I've put on. So it's just.
Have you talked to Emil or someone that knows more about religion and?
That's a good question. Maybe I should follow up with Emil and maybe Rain.
Yeah, I mean, do your studying yourself, of course, but it might be good to talk to them. I don't have any personal help here. I don't really know that much about gods and goddesses and deities and.
You know, me neither. I mean, even my upbringing and stuff, it was just sort of like a casual thing. It wasn't something we were big into. So this is sort of like a new thing for me. So I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go back and start studying then. I'll help you.
Thank you. Anything I can do for you, let me know.
Okay. All right, we'll go back to the keep again.
Okay, the two of you. What means of transportation are you using? You have the carpet, or you send that ahead with everyone else, and you're using the broom?
The broom would carry me. I don't think it would carry both of us.
Nah, I think I still have the carpet, and I think just one of the one thing that I remember just now as I was going through things.
Oh, sure.
Before last session, before we left, I had messaged Shuffle tried to give Rain a pass for the city, just so that's set in that Rain now has a pass to the city. That she can enter the city without any trouble.
Okay, very neat.
The broom can carry up to 400 pounds, so.
Oh, okay. It can. Good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Isn't Mort like 30 pounds?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure they both can. I'm pretty sure they're both under 400.
Yeah, I think we're both in the small category, so we're pretty good.
Right. All right. So the two of you head on home. Find your way back home. You fly over different portions of the city, including the rooftop, where maybe 20 minutes ago, Emil and Crystal had been. Totally unbeknownst to the two of you, as you carry on back to the house. Emil, you and Crystal have successfully infiltrated the house. You are up in an attic space that's only about 4.5 feet tall. It's because of the pitch, at its highest point where the pitch of the roof is. But you see a couple of grates thin metal grates that look down into the floor below, as well as a ladder, a collapsible pole ladder. But otherwise, it's fairly dark up here, except for the light that's coming through the windows behind you and lights on the far, far, far other side. All right, well, we're in.
What's your plan, Crystal?
Well, they're likely expecting I think they'll come to the top floor, or at least somewhere in the center of the house, second floor or top floor. So perhaps we can keep an eye on the grates for a moment. Let's see if we can hear any voices and find out exactly where they are.
Okay, I don't think I have anything that'll boost my hearing, but we'll try and be quiet and listen.
Right. I'll take the other side of the attic, and you take this side. And she kind of pats around at her pocket. Oh, shit. Thought I had my sending stone for this, but we'll use some thieves' cats if to message back and forth.
All right, and I've got the invisibility spell if we think it'll come in handy. Ooh. But for now, we'll listen.
Very well. She heads down the other side, and after maybe like 3 minutes or so of going from maybe 5 grates across the length of the attic here. It's a moderately long building end to end. They each seem to peer down there into a room, except for the center one that peers down into the stairwell. And so I guess if you would make an investigation check just to keep an eye out for, or an ear out for that. And I will have Crystal, you can do it with advantage because of your position. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I know you did the tower, but it was a natural 20 for a 33. So you're like,
this is Emil's bread and butter, like breaking into houses and figuring out what's going on. This is what he did growing up.
Awesome, awesome. You hear not only do you hear them make their footfalls, but you know that this is definitely the sound of stair treads. So you head over towards that center grate that you happened by a little earlier, and you then see them, the 3 of them, walking up the stairwell. I'll leave it at that, and we'll go from there. You see them about halfway up the stairwell, and then to this top floor below you.
I'm muted. I should be able to wave Crystal over, I guess, without making any noise.
She sneaks over. I'll have her do it. Oh, yeah. She very quietly seems. Oh, right. And she'll just use little thieves' cant, like, let's see which room they go in, basically. And they head to the room off to the left, about 12, 13 feet to that grate. Crystal sneaks over there to that one and lies flat for the most part and listens in. Do you want to join her at that grate to see what they're up to?
I think I will, but I think I'm going to wait about 2 minutes in case anybody else comes on.
Oh, okay.
Now, refresh my memory. She said she was expecting violence here, right?
Yes, the potential for violence is high. She said that this is her information says that this is the first time they're making a deal, and it's a very volatile group that the people running the orphanage are working with this time, whatever goods they're selling.
Okay. But yeah, I'll risk missing part of a conversation just to see if anybody comes in a little later.
Okay. Crystal will probably give you very, very brief, like, if anything big happens, she'll give a thieves' cant thing over to you, like, conversation, this, that, anything important, any movement or anything. They begin having a conversation. Crystal, of course, will see them sit down at a round table. There are 9 seats at a circular table in this room. No settings or anything to tell whether they're expecting that many people, but They sit down around the table, sort of evenly balanced around the table. And, oh, thank you, Rebel. Yay. One of them has the briefcase, and he has put it up onto the table, but still has not opened it and is keeping the handcuff on. Maybe 2 minutes in, the smiley face person at this point has dropped all pretense and is very much being a little demanding. He insists that there is someone else that is supposed to arrive on his side, his business partner. So she says, expecting another to you. And around that time, you do see another individual heading up. This is a white-skinned tiefling, almost ivory, moderately bulky, wearing just regular standard cloth clothes that look rather mundane. A lot of tans and earth colors, and walks in very loudly up the stairs, down the hall, and into the other room. And kind of baps the door open, and two of the people from this opposing team jump a little bit at the excitement of it, like they're a little jumpy. And he says, so calm down, and waves a hand in a demeaning manner at them, and just pulls open a seat backwards and sits down, because he's going to be a wheel wrecker. And joins in, and he's a little more rough than even the smiley-faced half-elf. A little more demanding. And they begin talking about these goods that they're going to be exchanging and purchasing. The smiley-faced half-elf talks about how this is a great front for laundering money and for moving goods through. It's very rarely inspected or considered for any sort of corruption. Making his sales pitch, the woman that was the other ruffian that does not have the briefcase seems to be a little skeptical, keeping her eyes peeled. All right, let's see. Okay, Emil, you see the other two ruffians arrive, but they're being very quiet. You see them coming up the stairwell very quietly. One kind of posts himself at the top, and the other one posts herself around the near-ish the bottom of the stairs. They both have their head on a swivel, but being very, very quiet as they look about.
I'll signal to... I'll signal to Crystal that there are two, and then I'm going to hold my position and watch the stairwell, because now I want to know what's going on out here.
Okay. Well, let's see what they... Okay. All right. The two of them seem relatively quiet for the time being. Whatever business deal's going on, Crystal, is communicating that she is a little nervous at how the tensions that are rising in here. Both sides want a little more of the cut than the other is willing to give up. And the white-skinned tiefling really wants to see this merchandise. Like, he doesn't even want to continue with this negotiation until he sees the briefcase, shows that you really have what you say you have. And they're very upset because they feel their reputation speaks for them, and they shouldn't have to, not until they hammer out the details. Oh gosh, alright, let's see. Let me do a roll for what's going on out there then. Alright. You see one of them pause, Emil, I'm sorry, at the stairwell. The ruffian woman that is down near the bottom of the stairs pauses like she heard something and pats her pocket, and then kind of looks off into the distance for a second. And you've seen this like a million times with people sending stones, that they're getting a mental message, they're focusing on that. And you see her begin walking up the stairwell to the other ruffian. You'll hear her whisper, "The boss says that we need to be ready. They're not making headway, and things could go south."
I think I'll Thieves' Cant to Crystal some kind of an imminent violence message.
Okay. All right. I need to check something real quick. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna add. Actually, if you make a perception check with advantage, because you've been very keen, very perceptive this whole time. And these are things that you know to look for, like as you assess people. Oh no. Okay. Oh, beans. Let's see, what would you know with that? You saw that the tiefling that came up had a lot of, you've known superstitious people. So much akin to people wearing lucky rabbit's foot and their horseshoe and things like that. This tiefling, he feels extremely superstitious, as he had a number of very common items like that to repel bad luck, to keep one safe, and so on and so forth, just for what it's worth. But Crystal acknowledges your message, and actually she's gonna come over to you. She's gonna stand up and quietly sneak over and look down through your grate. Both of the ruffians are at the top of this, posted at the top of the stairs now. Right. Well, I think that this isn't going well. I don't know if we should, if there's a way we can just break it up. I'd hate to cause a scene here with the children. If we have to, we have to. Rather than be alive and see something not so pretty than die for it. But can you think of any way we can compel him to, or scare him out of leaving? I don't know if the authorities will scare him, but, or convince him otherwise. I have a number of illusory spells at my disposal, in case that helps. Fairly decent ones.
Yeah, I might be able to do something of the same, Crystal, but what's the goal? We scare them into leaving the building, or
if we can break up the meeting and then with your word to your connection, having seen the business being done, perhaps they can put, if you have faith in that connection, they can perhaps put an end to it for good.
Okay, sorry, I have the biggest spell list, and that's not a brag, it's all second and third level spells. But I'm scrolling through trying to find...
Right.
Because I know I at least have I have minor illusion, and I have a sound, I thought. I can't remember which one that is.
I have a number of smoke pellets, if that helps. Too, can always maybe smoke them out of the room, but I don't know if that would break it up for good. Or we go down there and look, they don't look, aside from that tiefling and that ruffian woman at the table, the rest don't seem that strong. We can probably just give them a good bop in the head, knock them out.
Well, I definitely prefer if we can get them out without violence.
Right.
And then secondary to that, if we can bluff or trick them into leaving, or into contained violence. So
Right.
let's not start a fight ourselves if we can avoid it.
Right. Right. And she'll sort of kind of cover some of the things she can do. She has some pretty neat illusory work that she can manipulate illusions to briefly be real, or tangible anyway. It's like less than a minute. But you can create pretty solid illusions within a 5-foot space. She has smoke bombs. She has thaumaturgy. But what I'll say is that I'll put a pause here to give you some time, to consider options and such, while I jump back over to Caelynn and Mort, if that sounds okay.
Sure.
Cool. Okay, neat. All right, Caelynn and Mort, then some time has passed. You have returned to the keep. As you approach, you land, you open up the front door. Hi! It's Pseudo Brixie. You're back! That was fun.
Hello.
Hi. There was a lot in that city. That's a lot of people. I'm not used to that many people. But fun.
Yeah.
And I did a bunch of trading, and I got something pretty cool. But it's a secret for now. What?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show you later. If you want to see it anyway. But not till later.
Sure. That sounds fun.
Neat. Oh, I'm in the way. I'm sorry. And she steps out of the way. All right, you two have returned to the keep. What would you like to do? Everyone's sort of going about their own business, so I'm sure we can just say you run into someone if there's anyone you want to run into. Otherwise, what would you like to do? Yeah. Options.
I guess Caelynn might seek out. I don't really have anything to roleplay, but she'd probably seek out. I was going to say Felix, to just kind of say hi and check in on him. Since I'm not sure that she's really done that since they came back, because of things.
Mm-hmm.
She would probably then check in with Brewer before going to bed, before going back to her room.
All right. Well, Felix is happy to see you, of course. Hey, Caelynn. Yeah,
Hi.
It's good to see you too. Thanks.
I haven't had a chance to really talk to you since we got back, so
That's all right.
I just wanted to make sure you're still doing okay.
Well, I'm doing all right. I have food in my stomach, and I'm not tied up. So those are wins.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
How about you? If you two, let me just roll. Where do you think you would have encountered him? Like in the kitchen, because it'd probably
I would
be
say probably. I imagined in the kitchen area when I was thinking about it. So.
Okay. All right. So Blueberry is asleep in his little doggy bed that's been made for him in the kitchen, and otherwise it's just you and Felix. Caelynn, would you mind sitting down with me for a minute? Just a minute. We can eat while we talk. I just wanted to talk for a minute.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll be right there. And he pulls out of the oven like some freshly baked cinnamon buns. Plates them and brings them over.
Smells delicious as always, Felix.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
We definitely don't eat as good without you around.
Well, eating by myself isn't quite the same without all of you. So, I just wanted to talk to you because, I'll be frank. I'm sure you know that I know what it's like to have sort of a rattling event or 2 or 3 happen that changes you a little inside, which is why I'm here, part of why I'm here, instead of out there with you.
Yeah.
But I see a little bit of that in you. And I'm not going to pressure you to talk, but if you want to, I thought I might have a little tiny bit of insight, or at least, you know, maybe some of what I felt overlaps with what you felt. I mean, I've had a lot of time to be here and think, so.
Do you miss it any?
I can't say I miss all of you. I can say that. I don't miss the constant threat of danger. I do feel a bit stirred by the fact that this is Ormia. What she's done, not just to me, but to all of you. What she plans on doing. What you've shared with me about Ren and Ayler. I don't know. I have mixed feelings at the moment. But I don't know, for the past few months anyway that I've been here, I found a lot of peace in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know, Felix. It's just, I feel like, you know, it feels like just kind of one thing after another, you know? And
yeah.
There have been a couple of times the past, well, since before Tegradoth, that I've considered possibly, you know, I think of my estate and, you know, other things, and I don't... I just can't shake the feeling that if this continues on for too much longer, that we won't be able to avoid either someone else dying or me dying. You know what I mean?
That feeling I very much know. Yes. Yes. It's...
I can't stop constantly worrying about it, or worrying about everyone around me, or even people that aren't here, you know?
It's there, day in and day out. And even if you feel like you're getting used to it, then something insane happens. Or you almost lose your life. Or you do. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders as that's happened to him a time or two. You know, you get petrified and then you're stuck in stone for some time. Oh, and he kind of blows on his cinnamon roll. Just carefully cools it for a minute. Yeah, I think it's easier to not worry when it's out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. And I've been able to find some peace, but harder to do so when you know what's going on, which has me in some turmoil here with Ormia.
Do you What do you think about that, Felix? Are you wishing for her to die like everyone else is?
No, not outright. I don't. I mean, she was scary at the end, but before that, she was a really good friend, and we went through a lot together. Remember that crazy Shadar Kai, Davros? What with the hat she wore after? And her Yaris, I mean, she had this whole, she had a fiance, she had family, she had this trainer she'd been searching for. She was out there caring for others, but at the end, that felt gone when she was drawing life from us. I don't know if that was a response she couldn't help. I don't know. I also feel a lot of regret. Maybe had I seen it sooner? I mean, I saw some signs. It's the face, the pallor, the fatigue. I guess in hindsight, it's easy to be like, oh yeah, she was turning into a lich. Why didn't I see that? But when it's happening, your first guess isn't going to be, oh, she's turning into a lich. That must be it. It's, I just thought she was going through a lot, but...
Yeah. I knew something was off, but I was a different person then. So I didn't I know that if it would have happened today, I would have noticed it and done something about it, or at least tried, whether I could or couldn't. And Is it crazy for me? And she'll look around to make sure that there's no one else around.
Just Blueberry kicking his leg in his sleep.
Is it crazy that I want to try and save her?
Depends on how dangerous she is. I think your heart's in the right place. I think if there's a way to do it where it doesn't jeopardize the safety of everyone else, then why not?
I have books that I got from Shuffle Trot that I mean, one of them is that she has to be willing to... I'm just concerned, my main concern is her soul being wrapped up in Yuthas's if something should happen, which it seems like it will. I mean, we have to get rid of Yuthas.
Yeah.
But... Or not really in the Yuthas's, but the lich that she's... Sorry, that was a Stephanie mistake.
Oh, gotcha.
The lich that she is,
right.
That's inhabited her.
Yeah.
I'm worried that they're going to get... I don't want her being... Whatever's in the afterlife or whatever comes after this, I don't want her to be judged for what the lich has made her do, which in my opinion is everything. That's why she started acting weird. That's why. And none of us did anything about it. We just thought that it was her being possessed by the... But gosh, I know I didn't really research anything. I didn't look into anything. I just...
Well, I think that sometimes when we look back, it's easy to forget a lot of surrounding factors. Very clear in our I guess there aren't rear view mirrors. Very clear and when we look back. But I also remember, after spending a lot of time certainly thinking about that, I mean, with all the time I've had here, there's plenty of things I've thought about, but when she died, we had just dealt with an entire city pitted against itself. an entire city looking to destroy itself, destroy one of their bombs going off. Crazy machines, Ailer lost to us. All this going on, and I remember the healers being there and asking, telling us it was really dangerous, that if we tried, we could resurrect her, but we'd probably bring the Lich back, and that they had a spell or they could do some ritual to try and get rid of it, but it wasn't a surefire thing. And after all of that death and destruction, and we were pretty new to all that. I'm pretty sure we all were.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it's not a simple thing to be like, oh yeah, do a dangerous thing that might bring her back as a lich, that we can't, you know, we could die. We could have, who knows what would have happened in that city? A lich and all the dead if she came back? I mean, there's a lot of factors. Just don't forget those. This would be the advice I'd give on that. Don't forget there's a lot more going on than a simple decision, do I save my friend or not?
You're right.
Oh, somebody was.
But I am going to... Said I have his books. I at least want to try to separate her soul after we kill the Lich. And the phylactery, if we can find it. I don't know. Yeah.
If I have one last thing to offer, I know you've all been through a lot since I've retired together. You've all been together, and I'm sure that things have not gotten easier or less complex. But I would say that I think what you're trying to do is very valiant, and that I hope it succeeds. But if you are intending to do that, I would say consider telling everyone ahead of time. If you have their support, I think it'd be a lot easier to manage.
Yeah,
than
it would. I don't think that they'll support me, but I'll consider it.
You might be surprised. They might not. They might not at all, but maybe they won't want to, but when the time comes, they'll see that the opportunity is right. And what if you're right, Caelynn? What if she is trapped in there, our friend, and just wants to be saved?
Yeah.
Anyway, that a little heavier than I intended. A little heavier than these cinnamon rolls, even.
I appreciate it. I do.
Of course.
Thank you for talking.
Thank you. It's you make much better conversation than the oven. So thank you.
Do you mind if I take one of these to Finn, to Brewer?
Oh yeah, of course, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And she will give him a hug before she gets
gives-
a cinnamon roll and takes it upstairs.
Nice.
She'll take two because she didn't eat one during that entire
Oh,
conversation.
okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. And they are delish as per usual. All right, let me jump over to Mort then. What you got going at the keep, Mort?
Probably at this point, considering what's transpired, he might seek out, see if he can find Rain or Galithor, whoever's available. Because Galithor is paladin, right?
All right. Make I guess a quick investigation check as you're looking about. Galithor, you've seen a couple times as you walk around the house.
All right. Investigation.
Go!
30
Nice! Wow! Okay. You don't spot Rain. I mean, you go around the house, a little, as much as you want to in search of her, but you do see Galithor like 3 times in the time you're looking for Rain.
Galithor.
I'm so sorry, Ed. I'm taking so many
The part of
freedoms.
Ed tonight is played by a...
Oh, that's right. He's in Sigil.
Oh, right. You think you see him, then you're like, huh, wait a minute, that's not him.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you, Ed.
Having failed that.
Yeah.
I'll just go to the office, my office upstairs, and get some more yarn out.
Nice. A little bit later on, maybe like an hour and a half later, if you're still up there in the office, you do see Rain walk by the door, and she's walking down the hallway.
No, Rain.
Oh. Yes.
I don't know. Was she? No, she probably. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
I asked the mirror, who was giving me those hallucinations and causing me those problems, and it turns out to be Shar.
Shar.
I saw a vision of Shar in the mirror.
I'll do a thing. Oh yeah, she. Who's that?
Oh, okay. Shar is a greater deity,
Mm-hmm.
like one of the big ones. Evil by nature. Rules over the Shadowfell, if I'm getting that right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, nasty. So I was hoping maybe I was going to go into Caelynn's library and do some more research, and I just wanted to check in with you,
okay,
to see if you might have any insights on either her or who you would know would be a good. This is difficult. I've never been a religious person, so it's if I was a deity, it's like, you know, I don't think it would take well to somebody walking up, hey, I'm having a problem with your mortal or your immortal enemy.
Yeah.
Can you give me assistance?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just kind of like just pulling at strings here, trying to find something that.
You know, and now that you said I rolled for her, and I didn't realize she had such a great modifier. And she got a 25.
Wow.
Right, Shar. Ooh, yeah. No, she's pretty bad and pretty strong. I can almost kind of, you know. So if feel her in the dark. She's so. My the priest, my teachers at the temple where I was raised, talked about her sometimes. And I don't know how much it sounds like you have a good idea of who she is. She's exists everywhere there's darkness. And her sister is Selune, I guess it'd be Selune, who is like the moon, major goddess over the moon. And they have this constant eternal battle. I don't think that's good that she's
Found an interest in
picking on you. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always pray to Selune. Selune, I feel, is sort of, my understanding, she's a little picky. Like, she'll talk to her paladins and her clerics sometimes, but not often. But I guess if Shar has an interest in you, maybe Selune would.
Sounds like that might not be a bad idea.
I can create my temple for you. And I'm just going to take a look and see, because if she can actually create it like for you, I don't know if it's... Fancy Grounds wants to lock up for a minute. I don't know how it actually works, if it's got to be a high level spell.
Yeah, I think it's like a 7th at least.
There it is, Temple of the Gods. Okay. Temple was fit, yada yada. Temple remains still. It is dedicated to whatever god pantheon or philosophy is represented by the holy symbol used in the casting.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I bet that Emil could craft a holy symbol.
Ooh.
He's really good at that. I don't know if you've ever seen his work, but he's really good. He did this. I know she doesn't know about Caelynn's thing. Shut up, Dan. But sorry. Wait a second. This isn't Brixie. This is Rain. But if he makes me one, I could do one to Selune or to Shar if you wanted to just, you know, get some direct. I wouldn't recommend that though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe Selune would be a better starting point.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that time in I'm going to go into Caelynn's library. I'll look up the symbols for Selune and all that.
Okay. I can get.
See if we can get.
Oh. I'll get started. I can get started on the holy symbol, like the basics, and then you get the rest, and then we'll see once Emil gets home if he's up for helping, or Caelynn, right? Caelynn can well, she's probably busy. She seemed like she was on a mission. Oh, she had like these 2 delicious, oh my gosh, things I saw earlier. I think you know what? I think I'm gonna go to the kitchen while you do that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mort.
Thank you. Right.
All right. Okay, so we will. Rain's gonna be like, yes. And I want to get a drink, but first, bathroom. I've got to poo so bad. And she'll go down the hallway, and that's where we'll take our bio break. Nice. So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we take a quick 10-minute bio break. I'm gonna make some coffee. Yada yada yada. We'll catch you all real soon. I'll keep the audio live for us. Where are we? Here we go. Caelynn is busy. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think I can. Oh. Oops. lumber chair.
Man, what did you do?
All right. Earbuds. Hiding in a room with a TV.
Dan, how did you hurt your back?
Oh, no, I was an idiot. It was during a workout. My personal trainer came over, set up an obstacle course outside, a socially distanced, thing. He hasn't been here in months. And it was leg day the day before. I was late to get out there, and I did like a half-ass stretch first big mistake. Second one, he had new things, right? So he's got this like 18-pound smash ball, and he got this 35-pound one, medicine ball, basically.
Yeah.
And so, doing the lift-ups and throw over your back and this and that, some other things, some shoulder raises, and then the next thing was to lift the ball, carry it over my head across the backyard, and shoot hoops with it. It's ridiculous, but like a total asshole. I did the squat, right? Because I'm all about lifting from the legs, but I didn't lift from my legs because my legs were dead. I did a half-ass stretch, and I wasn't paying attention. I was like, okay, I've got it. But while I was in the squat, I was just totally leaned over like a moron. And when I went to lift it, I went down. And, oh my gosh, that was it. That was the end of the workout. And then I was stuck on the floor for 2 hours, which was fun.
Oh, no.
It took so many tries to get back up, like this on the couch. I couldn't.
Poor thing.
Oh, it's been brutal. The whole first night, I couldn't get out of bed. I had to use people to every step's another.
Did you let your physical trainer know?
Oh yeah, he's been amazing.
He's good with stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because he's also a nurse and some other things. And he told me the things to do, and so I did them. But it's the worst I've hurt my back to date. Before I started working out, I hurt it fairly often. I didn't have a strong core, didn't have a strong back, and I've got some chonk to me. So the past 6 months has been great because I haven't hurt my back at all.
Yeah.
After building things up, and then like an asshole, I did that. And I was like, well, that'll teach me.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's just got me more motivated to build up more core strength, more back strength. Yeah. But
Hopefully
I can.
It gets better soon.
Thank you. Look, I have never felt so helpless, and the fact that I'm shuffling about the house, but I can shuffle now and get out of bed on my own, because it was the second day was me not being able to get out of bed. So I'm like so thankful for this level that it's man. Okay. For real, I felt like I was. Yeah, like I had people walkers, to get around the house. I'm like, I've done it. I'm here.
I only say that because he's like, you're 30. Are you 36?
Oh, that is so sweet.
Are you older than 36?
I'm definitely older than
36.
Let's see. What are we in 2020?
You don't have to say.
Oh no, I'm 41.
Oh, okay. You're.
I definitely felt that way for sure though the past couple of days, but I feel a little bit better now. When my youngest is like, oh, I'll give a careful huggy today, it's like, oh, that's so sweet, but I'm also like, yes, take care of your old. Of course, Lily kicked me yesterday in the butt, because she jokes around, and I'll go by and kick her in the butt, but not like this, and she's like. I was up and squatting, so like my back wasn't engaged because that's the only way I could stand yesterday. So it didn't hurt, but she was like, oh, "I'm so sorry, I forgot." She felt so bad for like the next hour. Like you're fine.
Yeah, you better watch now. Your legs will start killing you if you just keep from overusing them from trying to keep that balance.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh. That's right. I made a slightly boozed up second coffee to try and take the edge off. I don't want to take any more. I don't like taking pain medication. I've had so much the past couple days, so switching to booze, that's a much healthier option, right?
Yeah.
No, it's very, very light. I don't usually do too much. Oh, thanks, Warren. Back off, Frank. Thanks. Go on. All right, so let's see. Rain ran off. Oh, right, we were back with. I think we were jumping back over to Emil. Whew, Emil and Crystal. Oh, hi, Mariah. So what? As Crystal and you have, spent a little time, a minute or two, trying to collaborate on what you have at hand, skills available. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'll run this by Crystal and see what she thinks.
Okay.
I think the thing that I'm worried about is I don't think we want them to know we were here. So,
Right.
If there's a way that we can avoid, like, because we could try, like, I've got some illusion stuff, she's got some illusion stuff. We could try and prompt something, but if it backfires, they're gonna know that they're gonna figure out we're here.
Yeah.
So if there's if we can let things go and either they just leave or there's contained violence and they leave and they don't find out about us, then the information that we pass to Shuffletrot is useful. But I'm gonna run that by her because she's leading the operation, and B, she knows more about the people involved than I do. So because I'm just kind of along as kind of like the hired help on this mission. So.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, we could do an auditory illusion to, like, I have ideas, but I just think that if they figure out it's magic and they come looking for us, it gets bad.
Right. Oh, right, that's a good point. What's the best way to diffuse this then? I mean, if we can maybe give it another minute and see how it goes. Actually, let me check and see, because I don't have her full spell list, but I don't know if she would have access to this. That's 11. That's... Oh, right, but it's per thing. Okay. So, all right, I have something that might help. I have a spell, just learned it, called Calm Emotions, and it helps people sort of take it down a notch. I can cast it on the tiefling that seems to be the most rowdy and hope for the best. I'll take it from there, maybe.
Well, use your best judgment. I will back you up.
I think that's a good starting place. Let me try that. And I'll sneak over there, try that, let you know how it goes. She does not have a super high saving throw for this, because this is very low. What? It's each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point. Damn. Okay, so that's gonna get all 4 people in here. What is her DC? Okay. I mean, technically this is to suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. But I'm going to say they're frightened of... They have inner fear that's creating this machismo. I'm really going to just go out on the ledge. So they rolled a 3, a 4, a 7, and an 11, and they have different modifiers, but none of which are going to hit the DC. That's really exciting. So you do hear as things sort of get taken down, a notch or two. A smooth jazz spell. Okay. Oh, and they seem to all just get a little more rational, a little more active listening involved in the conversation. And because of that, she's actually able to get some names. as they call one another by seeming to get down to business and actually make a business connection here, they start addressing each other by names. Up to this point, she just had the name of the half-elf that runs this place, and it's not the name they're using right now in this meeting. So she's gonna, sign that over to you, and thieves can't. Emil, can you make a fresh perception check with advantage, please?
Ooh.
Oh, I did not get the mix right on this coffee. Wow. Okay. You hear from the great two down in the opposite direction, light footsteps creeping across the floor in a sneaky pattern. You've heard sneaky kids try to be sneaky before, but you hear that from two greats down in the opposite direction.
Okay, I better go have a look.
Okay. You very softly hustle over and take a look down, and you see there is in fact a kid, a curious kid, maybe 11 or so, 10 or 11, and they're just curious what's going on, who's, here, just being not quite mischievous, but again, just seems to be curious. It's their house, and they want to know what all the people are doing, why they have to be sequestered in their bedroom. They're not moving now. They've stopped around a corner, but they're in the long hallway now that that where the base of the stairs are. There's some offshoot hallways. They're just like sort of around the corner, but sneaking down, looking down the hallway with the bottom of the stairs. Thankfully, the two individuals were at the top of the stairs currently, but it looks like they're getting ready to advance to the next little side hallway to get closer to the stairs.
All right, well, I take it... I'm trying to picture where I am. Like, I am a fair distance, I guess, from those two now, right? Like, because I'm kind of...
Yeah, you're probably
down kind of
30 feet away. Mm-hmm.
What do I have that can communicate effectively?
Can you make a wisdom check for me with advantage?
Sure. I'm not immediately sure what I'm able to do about this child, unfortunately, but yes, a wisdom check.
I'd say advantage, figuring that you really want to keep this kid safe, and it's a bit of like panic, not panic mode, but like, oh my gosh, this kid. Okay. All right. You. Let me just look this up quickly. Oops. Let's see. Okay. All right. You get the sense, in the same way that with your vampire powers in the past, you get this overwhelming sort of surge of feeling like you know instinctively what to do or what you can do. And you feel like you could potentially charm this person. With effectively a charm person spell. Actually, I guess it would be a charm monster spell because it's creature. Would it be charm person? Yeah, it'd be charm person. Still, without them having to see you, you feel like you could impress upon them a notion. Not that you have to, but it's one of those moments where you feel like you might be able to convince them to do something, sway them. It's a wisdom saving throw for them if just mechanically, in case you want to pursue that. But again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off because that sounds like something that Emil, as somebody who used Hermod as the key to people's freedom, he wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So I'm gonna hold my ground and watch and hope things resolve.
Okay.
Again, he's trying not to interfere because he doesn't want to get caught interfering. So, but keeping a very close eye on this now.
Okay. Maybe 5-10 seconds. You see the kid's a little pensive anyway, but after like taking a half step a time or two, they go for it down to the next hallway, advancing about 10 feet down the hall before trying to duck down a side hallway. Impressively, the kid's pretty stealthy. Makes it down to the next junction, down to the next back one vent, roughly. About 15 feet back to the vent, but you'd be able to see that hallway if you wanted.
Okay. Anything else going on from Crystal's point of view, or things have calmed down there sufficiently?
Things have calmed down. Crystal messages that things are proceeding fairly quickly at this point. They are selling, they have some of, she references some merchandise. They've opened the briefcase. They have some weapons in there, small hideable weapons. They have some poisons in there, and they have some gemstones and sort of an assortment of the goods that they want to set up to push through this orphanage. She just, each time they reveal something else and discuss it, she'll message it down.
Okay. Well, again, I'm going to try and really focus on not intervening until it becomes apparent that I absolutely have to.
Okay. All right. The kid seems to hang tight in this next hallway. They're about 20 feet away from the bottom of the stairs, 20 feet down the hallway from the bottom of the stairs. And the meeting eventually begins to wrap up, and Crystal sends that information through Thieves' Cant. Wrapping up, ready to leave, you hear the creak of stairs, of people walking down the stairs as two ruffians have gotten word to vacate as the meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Is this kid in harm's way or out of the way?
They are likely going to... they should be able to come down the stairs and turn and continue going down another flight. But the kid is hanging their head out, doesn't seem to hear the footfalls coming down the stairs. They're definitely like doing one of these around a corner. But they're still at the top of the stairs, just starting to come down.
No, I can't act on this.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. As they get about 2/3 of the way down the stairs, the kid seems to hear them and pull back into the hallway, sort of breathing heavily, back up against the wall. And the two ruffians come down and turn right down, make a U-turn, continue down the next flight of stairs, and vacate the premises. Maybe a minute later, the rest of the meeting is adjourned. The kid is sneaking over towards the stairwell now, though, to try and peek down and see who's leaving. As Crystal's messaging you, the others are leaving the room.
can't. This could still all work out with us interfering, so I gotta let it go.
Okay, kids on point. Tries to look down and get a very careful line of sight of these other individuals, but hears people coming from the stairs and bolts down as quietly as he can another to the next side hallway, ducks around the corner. You hear and see the others come down the stairs and turn to head down another one, and they pause there in the hallway, shake hands, and everyone's, smiles now except for the tiefling, who's just, has his arms crossed and is just nodding instead of, looking or being too angry. And they have just some last minute, okay, good doing business with you kind of things before heading down the stairs and leaving the building. Shortly after, one of the mistresses of the house starts, calling for the children. Chop, chop, it's time to get some chores done. The happy, smiley elf is the one that stays here. The white tiefling leaves as well. Coast seems to be clear for the most part. Everyone seems to have departed. Crystal's looking out, she's come down by you and is sort of like looking out the windows from the attic and the other side carefully. Or the two of you, if you wish to make sure everyone disperses. And they do, into the city.
Okay. Well, this seems like a good time for us to go out the way we came. And if we can make it out, try and get a message to Councilor Shuffletrot. I don't know if Emil can do that, or if I can perhaps send a message with the illusory script through Crystal, just whatever seems to make the most sense, assuming we can get out of the building safely.
Yeah, I think you're both acrobatically inclined enough to get up what you need to, especially with a dagger if you choose to use it. But either way, you're able to get up and find a way safely on with the rope. And continue on. So you could go to, it's a little later in the day, but you can always go to the office to talk to her. You can send a message with Crystal, and Crystal can get that message. She just asks if that's the case for you to have, if you have a stamp or a signature or something that can verify it's you and what you saw.
Probably easier for me to go, that way Crystal's identity doesn't get revealed. So.
All right. Thank goodness there was a kid at the end there. Came running down the hallway. No, thank goodness that didn't turn into anything.
Indeed.
But we got names. We have our proof, and if you can get this to your contact, then I think we'll be in good shape. We'll shut this down for good, get some proper owners in here, and get this sort of shite away from the children.
Indeed. All right, I'll get this message delivered.
Thank you. As soon as I hear word, I'll make sure you're put in touch with your mentor there. We'll get word to you. I'll report back. But thank you again, Emil. I appreciate you taking the time to help me out with this and help these children out.
Of course. Always happy to help out.
Gives a nod and like a handshake with a hearty pat on the shoulder. Right?
Right. And I mean, as he says, always happy to help out, he'll probably just lightly touch his harper's pin.
Nice.
Just making it clear that this is part of what he does.
Awesome. All right, and she disappears into the twilight hour into the city. You are able to go to Councilperson Shuffletrot and wait, for her. She updates you on, the meeting from earlier and takes your information and thanks you profusely, and will take action. She'll take action. In fact, she immediately storms off to where she needs to go to get those kids into a safe place immediately, or vacate these other people at least in the most tactical way possible. They have a whole, government body for that sort of thing, so they might try and take down some bigger people, but they're going to get those kids safe first. All right, after that, do you have anything in the city, Emil, or do you wish to go back to the keep?
Time to go back to the keep.
Nice. Okay. Okay. So you return. It's maybe 9:30 or so at night. The smell of cinnamon buns is still fresh in the kitchen, even though they've been out for a couple of hours. They're just, whew. Your Blueberry's sleep whimpers as he's kicking his leg and clearly dreaming about something fun, chasing something. Anything you'd like to do here now that you've returned?
Not until morning. Seems like a good time to get some sleep.
All right. Mort and Caelynn, are there anything that either of you would like to do tonight then? Should we continue any roleplay, Caelynn with Brewer or Mort with your research?
Caelynn would have just taken the sweet roll to him. Just checked in.
Yeah. Sticky bonds, I get it. I'm just kidding. Okay.
No, she would have probably went back to her room though, given what's happened, and closed her door. And try to talk to something.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
That's amazing. It cracks me up.
So she'll just kind of sit on her bed and just kind of stare out into the room. So what next?
Let's see.
In her mind, she's probably thinking of what she saw in the mirror and how it kind of correlated with what she saw. And maybe even have the journal open with that, looking at it.
Yeah. Initially, you do feel a response, but you don't, not in words, just sort of thoughts impressed upon you, which relay a couple of things. The first is if you were to believe in destiny, this might be something, whatever this is that they forecasted, whatever this is you've seen in the mirror, feels like on your current path an inevitability, a destiny to confront whatever this is. Also impressed upon you is your freedom of choice. It's weighing, almost you get the feeling of a set of scales and weighing out, protecting friends, keeping them safe, protecting the world versus stepping away, protecting your own sense of protecting yourself, I guess, basically protecting yourself. And also trying to find a balance between those two things, and how it's very difficult in this imagery and these feelings. It's these scales that are just constantly tipping. You keep trying to add and subtract things on either side, and you just can't find a balance. But you do get a feeling, it's sort of like a conversation. Like that's what you put out, and that's the initial response you kind of get.
Okay. All right. I suppose one of these days you'll reveal who you are. But until then,
you actually feel almost like a confirmation of that, that it's tough to describe. It's not quite that a trust is building between you and this thing, but that there's some sort of bond that is increasing where this thing will do so. You also get, gosh, I don't know if you have gotten an actual, did it give you, and or did I send you the actual things that what's going on with the spirits and stuff that you can see sometimes?
I know, I mean, she knows that she can see them. Like, after... I mean, I don't think that any information has been revealed as far as, like, why that happens.
Ah, okay. So you do, as a feeling of, like, not an olive branch, but an extension of... They seem to know, right? Yes, this can be frustrating, but there are many, many reasons why there's still this disconnect. But in an attempt to sort of bridge that a little bit, they give you a clear image of what's going on with things. Excuse me. So your let me go down here and see if I have it in these notes. Probably not. You can see creatures that you kill. That's been the theme. If you're the one that deals the killing blow, then you can see them. And you can ask, it's basically speak with dead. You get, I think it's a single question that you can ask them. And they will answer. They don't have to be truthful. But there's sort of a roll they do to see whether they will be or not. But they harbor no ill will. They're just disembodied. They're just the fresh spirits, confused, lost, and
right.
You're asking a question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She will make notes in her journal probably of all of that and go to sleep.
Okay. Nice.
Mort's going to look around and scrounge up some spare candles and light up his room, because now he officially now is afraid of the dark.
Wait, Frank, did you want to do... Was Mortimer going to do the library tonight? I think that was the whole plan, right? I completely forgot about that.
You don't have... We could do that. We could do that afterwards. We can,
Okay.
We don't have to do that tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look up which notes I have that in. Alright, so otherwise everyone is able to get a good night's rest, it sounds like, right? Everyone's going to bed after that. Mort, you're... sorry, I'm trying to replay it in my head now. What was the thing you were doing again? Sorry. I got multitasking again.
Killing everyone in the keep. No.
Yethaz Mortimer. No.
My Lord, Savior Shar. Anyway.
Awesome.
No, he's just he's going to look for spare candles for his rooms because he's no longer going to sleep in the dark.
That's awesome. You light up quite a few candles to keep the darkness at bay. A little difficult to fall asleep, so especially with the sensitivity to some
anxiety.
And anxiety. Ultimately, you're able to fall asleep, and you do have a good rest, safe in the comfort of the knowledge that you're sleeping with a bunch of candles around, keeping the darkness away. Except under the bed. No, just kidding.
Oh gosh.
All right. Woo! You're all able to get a good night's rest. I need to check something though while you're sleeping. Okay.
No, you don't.
Awesome.
Pay no attention to the wizard behind the curtain.
Mort, can you make a perception check with disadvantage since you're sleeping?
Mind blank is still effective.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's 24 hours,
Ooh, that's awesome.
but I still got to
Good
roll.
Nice. Yeah, just a perception. Yeah, perception
Just a
with
perception.
disadvantage. Yep, just to see. You sleep with like a log. Not noticing the pair of eyes peering through the window for a good hour and a half that night. Oh, my goodness. All right, morning comes around.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Frank wishes he had some strong drink instead of Diet Coke.
Whew. But you all wake up refreshed.
God.
You all wake up. Yay! Another day has gone by. You wake up in the morning. There is more snow. Another snowy day.
Oh, that's right.
It's up to like 8 or 9 inches of snow, which I know is probably a laugh to Warren, but that's nothing. 8 or 9 inches of snow. Yeah, chilly. Some of the snow falls in through those arrow slit windows in certain rooms. Other rooms have some nicer windows.
Cold. I hope we have some like fur blankets.
Oh yeah. You have all that. There's heavy wear for around the house, like house coats except fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course Felix probably has something more advanced than that. At a minimum, there's hot cocoa, crepes, waffles, pancakes, whipped cream, bacon, sausage, and like a nice hearty, warm breakfast on this cold winter's day. Particularly chilly this morning. Blueberry is eating out of a little dish down at his bed with delight. Pseudobrixie is eating in a very similar manner from her plate at the table. Most of the folks have found their way down to the kitchen table, except for Rain, who's probably out in her church. Their church.
All right. Is Emil at the breakfast table?
I think Emil would have gotten up early. He'd be kind of keeping an eye out for Caelynn, but yeah, I think Caelynn isn't usually an early riser, and eventually Emil would give up and just go have breakfast.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I talked to Caelynn at some point, but there's breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. When you
But
had... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
When Mort sees Emil at the breakfast table, he'll approach and ask him, how good are you at crafting holy symbols?
I mean, I tend to focus on jewelry and works with silver, but as long as you don't mind a silver holy symbol, it should be pretty straightforward.
Okay. Are you familiar with the deity Selune?
You can make a religion check, you think?
Yeah, I was thinking I should probably make a roll on that because
Okay.
I don't even think I'm trained in religion, so
Oh.
which is funny, but there you go.
Nice.
That's a 9.
I mean, it's a big name, but you don't really know much about her. Goddess of the moon or something like that is sort of the impression you get.
Little bit, not very much.
All right. Well, there's work to be done then. I shall continue my research. Again, we don't have to retcon the whole conversation, but I will update him on the whole Shar thing.
Oh, okay, nice.
And let him know what happened at the mirror and all that.
All right.
You feeling that this mirror is that we found a safe way to interact with it, or is there still concerns?
Mind blank seems to help, but because it's just very unpredictable what the mirror reflects, and other things can interact with the mirror. It seems so. It's never a sure thing. It's a risk, to be sure. I mean, Erwin has been adversely affected just by looking, and she hasn't asked it a question. She just happened to look at it while I was trying to divine something off the mirror, and yeah, so
it's still quite dangerous then.
Yes. And funny you should mention, Caelynn wants to ask it a question today, so I'm going to go down her with Finn and help her out with the question and make sure everything's as safe can be with the mirror.
Well, I definitely trust you and Erwin in all things arcane, so I'm sure they'll be in good hands with the two of you.
Thank you. I'm going to do my best. I will, when I get a chance, I'm going to go into Caelynn's library and look up as much as I can on Selûne, and maybe we'll get some better information on...
Just out of character, you asked me about holy symbols, but you didn't follow up. Is there a task you want me to do, or you're not sure yet?
I apologize. Rain had a good idea. Well, people have had a good idea, and Rain included, that might pursue the brief information and history I have on Shar is that her sister, and they're arch enemies. They are, been going at it for eons. Is Selûne. So, might seek some guidance. If not, I wonder if there's a temple to Selûne in town. But if not, Rain can use her temple spell to make a temple.
Indeed.
But we need a holy symbol of Selûne to make the temple spell work.
Well, if you'll forgive a cleric for perhaps giving a bit of a different take on this.
Oh, I'm open to all input.
While you're researching Selûne, give a thought as to whether you would actually consider her as a potential patron. I mean, it may be that there's a connection with her that you're unaware of. It may not be, but beyond just seeking information, perhaps seek a little bit of inspiration from Selûne and what she stands for, and see if it aligns with your personal goals and values.
That's very sage advice. I think I will. Thank you.
Also have a cinnamon bun or a waffle, because cinnamon buns are a day old, but that's even wiser advice in the grand scheme of things.
And I will partake of breakfast.
Nice. It's quite a spread. Felix hard at work, sort of setting, every so often setting some off on a plate out to the side for himself there. So, but serving everyone, getting things set. I'm sure there's more extravagant things than that. Those are just the base level things I'm aware of. Okay. Caelynn, are you down here for breakfast as well?
Oh yeah, she would have went down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably after everyone started eating, she'd head down.
Okay, Brewer joins you. He comes down as well, and looking for more of those delicious things. Seemingly having some sense of taste now, whereas before he did not. So, yeah, you all see Brewer joins very carefully at the end of the table, and is perfect robot sitting position with no chair. And you're all able to enjoy some breakfast together.
So, Caelynn, how are you feeling these days?
Do you want to be more specific?
Well, a few days ago, you murdered a man outside of your manor. I wondered how you were feeling.
Right. It's been an interesting few days for sure.
That it has.
I'm sorry?
That it. Did I mute? No, I did not. Yes, it certainly has. How's your mood? How are you feeling?
Is this around everyone?
That's just what I was typing.
It is, as a matter of
Caelynn
fact,
will look
around
around.
everyone.
Blueberry's watching.
Maybe kind of look at Brewer. Then
Just kidding. He's eating and
he looks away. My God.
He's sort of looking at you like, and then going back to just see what your response is.
Well, I mean, it's
You know, Rain's a Shatterkai now, right? You caught that?
yes, I did. She'll glance. Well, you said Rain's probably in her temple, Dan. Okay. She'll probably still look around for her and see if she's. Yeah, I got that. She.
Should I be concerned that I might need to throw myself between the two of you? You're gonna attack her too?
I didn't attack the Shatterkai at my estate because it was Shatterkai. I attacked it because they were infiltrating the estate from Ormia. I would never hurt Rain.
No, but you'd hurt somebody who broke into a house. By the way, I broke into a house yesterday. Should I be worried for my own life?
You weren't sent from Ormia, were you?
Gosh, I hope not. I think we can safely assume that I was not.
Well, then I don't. I was upset at the time. Maybe it wasn't the best decision, but it's a decision that was made.
Fair enough. I'm not looking to so much morally debate what happened as I am trying to figure out how you feel about it. That kind of a killing can change people. I've unfortunately seen it. Are you angry, remorseful, jovial, bloodthirsty, confused, hungry? I'm just curious. I am trying to figure out how to be a cleric here, and I thought maybe that was a question I should ask. And yes, in front of your friends. I thought we all might like to know how our friend Caelynn is doing.
Tired. That's what I'm doing. There's a lot happening. There's a lot to think about. And even though there have been... I kind of glance at Brewer. There have been some good things. It's still been a time.
it's trying on us all. I just kind of looks over at Brewer, not really understanding what the look was, but I'm just glad you're not going through this alone. That's all I wanted to hear.
And she'll look around to everyone. I'm sorry if killing the Shatterkai upset anyone. I was just angry at several things at the time, and most of them I still am. And
if there's anger in you that comes from yourself, there are a lot of us here that you can talk to. If the anger comes from whatever agent or power or patron is watching over you, that might be something to be aware of. I asked my deity the other night whether your patron was malevolent, and I did not get a yes or a no. So have a care to pay attention to your emotions and how much anger and darkness comes from within you and how much comes from outside of you. Just don't go through it alone, okay?
I didn't... I know that I'm not.
Good. And with that, Emil will get up and go start cleaning up the shrine area. The little temple room.
Ah, okay. All right. Straw broom. Head down there and start cleaning that up. Brewer's just eating his food and looking up at you. Just to see if there's anything else you're going to say or do, Caelynn.
No, I think with Emil getting up, she would probably just kind of drop it unless someone else continued the conversation. So.
I don't know, Dan, you can decide whether people would follow up on the conversation or not, but I strongly suspect, considering Devanya cast Disintegrate on the Shatterkai, that Emil and Devanya are going to have a conversation at some point soon, whether or not Emil wants to.
Nice! You're right, yeah, Devanya. Let's see who else would be. Rain's not there. Aaron probably wouldn't have a thing. Felix Wilbury. Yeah, so yeah, Devanya, of course, naturally. Yeah. So, oh gosh, because when she was here last time, she had... Oh, no, it was in the Stormfall chat. Yeah. Okay, so, and last roleplay she had is a bit of a change in how she tackles things. So she lets the conversation play out and has some nervous tapping of a foot or a hand on the table until, Emil leaves. And then she, another half a minute, she goes to Caelynn like... well, for what it's worth, I understand why he did that. Of course, I don't know how to feel with... I've always been taught those things are evil and just need to be put down. But I know that it's not the case with Rain. She clearly has no idea how to communicate in a group. So she's awkwardly looking for words. Like,
yeah, I mean, Yeah, Caelynn wouldn't. Caelynn would just probably like stumble and then
Nice.
just be like, just go back to eating.
Well, we're that is to say, I don't know how I feel about a lot of things, but I've got to sort that out. But I do know that you know, you've all been here, so I'm here, you know, for you if you need that kind of thing. And then go back to eating as well, like like not really knowing how to articulate what she's feeling.
Caelynn's going to get up and go looking for Emil.
You hear the broom sweeping down in the room of worship. You spot Emil there.
She's just gonna go and stand in the doorway. It's not that big of a room, right? It's not like a huge chapel.
No, but it's still, I mean, it's a good size. I think it's like, you know, maybe 20 by 12 or something.
She'll still stand like just inside the doorway, probably. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be upset with you. Honestly, and this is going to sound horrible, but with everything that's been going on, I kind of forgot about the Shattered Eye. I mean, other than when the whole thing with Rain, of course, brought it up, but I think I kind of was trying to forget about it. Maybe that's not the right move, or maybe that's something that's not a good thing. Maybe that's wrong, but...
Well, if it's any consolation, when Brexy died, I spent a considerable amount of time feeling sorry for myself and forgetting I had friends, so I can certainly sympathize. And I'm not above making mistakes like that either.
I didn't want you to think that I was angry with you, Emil.
No, I don't think I thought that, so...
Okay. How are you?
I mean, I think I'm okay. There's Armia, there's the Shattered Kai dying right in front of me. I don't know, the world is very complicated and I feel very small, but I also feel like there are small things that I can do to help. That I can check in on friends, that I can try and do small bits of good, try to make people's lives better, and it's giving me meaning, and maybe even more importantly, it's giving me hope. I don't know if Ythaz and Armia, if we're going to be on the winning or losing side, but I think either way I can have a small impact for good on this world. And so I think I'm okay.
Good. And
Stretch, Dan, stretch.
Nice, yeah, nice.
if anyone can do that, it's you.
hope so. As I said, I spent rather a lot of time not being that person, but every day is a new day, and all I can do is try again.
You're right.
I didn't mean to pry into your relationship with your patron exactly, but I was worried and I am worried. So please take the results of my message from my deity with your eyes open. I don't believe he's malevolent. I don't, or she is malevolent. I don't believe they're not. I just worry that when you see a friend of yours kill like that, you'd wonder, okay, was it them or was it something else in control at that moment?
I think it was me.
I think so too, which is why I asked if you were okay, because if you are, then I'll stop worrying about it. If the killing changed you and you're not okay, then I'm very worried. But sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
I don't think that I was okay before the killing, Emil.
But did the killing change or something else? Again, Emil is like completely oblivious here.
It's a lot of things. To be honest, there have been several times in the last, since before Tegradoth that I've just wanted to go into my library and stay there. It's just been a lot.
It has been a lot. We could probably all use to have the world leave us alone for a year or two to just cope with it.
Yeah. But, as you said, it's a new day, and we can only hope that things get better.
We can hope, we can act. Yeah. I'm sorry if I wasn't there for you as a friend when you were in your low times.
I'm not sure. Not that it wouldn't have mattered, but I'm not sure how much of a difference it would have made with the state that I was in for a bit. I'm not saying that it's done. I'm not saying that I'm out of it, but I do hope that things will get better.
I understand. I don't feel responsible for you. You're quite the formidable person, and I certainly am not saying that I could have had an influence on you, but I'm still sorry.
Appreciate it. I'll leave you to your work. See you later.
Good luck today.
She'll go back to the table. Probably find Mort to see if he's ready to go.
Oh, okay.
And Finn.
Mort, does she find you?
Yes.
Okay.
Still at the table. Still taking that all in.
Sudden quietness at the table. Everyone awkwardly eating breakfast.
Forks scraping on plates, yeah.
not knowing, do I stay? Do I go? Oh, he asked another question. I think I should stick around.
Awesome.
Are you ready? Do you want to go and do this?
Yes, let's. No time like the present.
She looks to Finn. Do you still want to accompany?
He uses
You don't
a
have
napkin
to.
to wipe some things away. Of course. Yes. Mechanics of his warforged body kick him up into his upright position, ducks down to follow you two.
Okay.
Before we
Down to
get
the mirror.
before we get to the door where the mirror is, I will. Before we enter the room, I will cast mind blank on Caelynn.
Okay.
So.
The first piece you've probably had in quite a while, Caelynn, as your mind empties of thought.
Wow, my God. Is she aware of this? Is she aware that, that's happening, Dan?
Yeah, you'd feel it. Yeah, once you cast a spell, your mind just empties. You're free of thought for a moment. Like, whoa.
What is that spell that you cast?
It's called mind blank. It prevents intrusion and a lot of things from going on in your mind. Prevents people from reading your thoughts. Prevents
This is incredible.
charms. Anything that would affect your mind. Lasts for 24 hours, so enjoy
Oh wow.
the respite.
Okay. She will. Are we going towards the mirror now?
Yeah, and Mort will turn around and back into.
Before we go in, Caelynn will kind of stop Finn. Mort, and she'll kind of motion towards Mort, wanted me to let you know that we're not sure if you'll see anything in the mirror if you look at it. It shows people different things. Mort, could he turn? Could he not look at the mirror?
Yes. I think it really from experiences with Erwin, it really has to do with you looking into the mirror. You can be in the room with the mirror as long as the only things, nothing happened to Erwin until she looked into the mirror.
Mort's not going to look in the mirror, but
I will keep my eyes on you. He cracks like this little tiniest smile.
Okay.
And I'll tell Mort. Not Mort. I'll tell Fenhold that if she seems under duress, she's going to squeeze both our hands, and we should get out of the room immediately. It can, be a situation where she might see something that she might think is something that she should walk into, and there's no telling where she's going to go or if something else would happen to her. So be aware of that.
No, so he looks at Caelynn for approval.
yeah, I agreed.
He looks back to Mort. Understood.
And I'm guessing that she probably would have told Finn probably the night before what she was going to ask about, since that was his idea to ask it one question.
Okay, nice. And he'll get down on one knee to propose. Just to be at your height. Yeah.
The second you said it.
Just to be better at your height and ready to go. Hold your hand with a soft squeeze.
Okay. All right. Caelynn will look at the mirror. Mort, do I just ask?
Just ask the question.
my... Where is my dwarven birth mother?
All right. So, Caelynn, if you can start by rolling an Arcana check for me.
Okay. Oh, no. I'm so nervous. Okay. All right. That's an 18.
Okay.
But what is the inspiration die?
Oh, gosh. For tonight, let's see. It's whatever Bard is. You're all level 16, so I think that they're at like a D10? Or D... let me take a quick peek. I should probably find out and make sure I know. Let's see. Oops. All right. Bard, here we are. And you have what? Bardic is a D12. Yep. So 1D12.
Oh, wow. That was a, so that's a 28 total.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and roll a percentile die for me then. Just see the results with your new DC.
30?
Okay. I'm going to get mine. Okay. Well, you see your reflection in the mirror. Currently, it's reflecting both Mort and Fen. Fen facing you sideways, Mort kind of sideways, but looking away as well. And your reflection in the mirror, however, lets go of their hands as another form comes into view. And it looks like a dwarven form where the highlights of the form are visible and wispy white and blue, and the shadows of the form are just transparent. And it is your father, your birth father. As the form gets closer, he reaches his hand out to your reflection. Your reflection takes his hand, and then you take maybe 10 steps or so away from yourself in the mirror. But then the entire mirror and everything you see within the mirror begins to track with the two of you as you walk. So you're always, looking at yourselves, you and your father's ghost, maybe like 10 feet, 15 feet into the mirror. And the scenery instead begins flying by in a phasic fashion. A lot of just streaks of light when you jump from one location to another location. And you start down... Oops, wrong button. You see you walk past the volcano of Bolnodir. Over very familiar forests, over Vilya and Tor, on Winya and Dor, where you grew up. You see vague images of an old ship on the ocean, and walking through the cargo hold of one of these ships, you see out the porthole the rough seas. And then you see, actually, because you've actually been here, you may recognize, make a history check for me with advantage, because it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, both natural 19s, but with my history advantage, it's a 26.
All right, you go by a port, a small port, that when you saw it was in much greater disarray. But here you see it alive, not thriving, but with people, things in good repair. Thunder Bay Wharf up on Tegradoth. Still grassy with just a coldness to the scenery around you. You then see the streaks of light once again continue on forward over snow and mountain, right through the area where you camped. Where you camped intersects apparently where your mother was at one point, until you bamf again a little further forward, and you see this, as far as you can see in any direction, this shelf of ice that you're very carefully walking along with your ghost father here. Cracks in the ice show some of the water sloshing out from the ocean, and makeshift bridges that are set up and propped down across the different splits in the ice shelf here. Over to the Vethril Expanse. Now, you've been to the Vethril Expanse very briefly. In between the city of Quigwen and Eshkel, you went over toward Eshkel, where you saw that vision, the fake vision of the Baron. But you don't get that far. You finish crossing the shelf, and you see this strange city. It's both built up and older and rustic. It's a city where people have used their ingenuity to craft things out of nothing. These homes aren't built from stone and such. They're built from anything that could be found that could be sturdy and put together. You see such a myriad array of races, and people, classes, mechanically. There's just such a huge difference of people. This is just a hodgepodge city for people collected clearly from all over the world. And you see a sign just outside of the city as your ghost father lets go of your hand and looks towards you, and then gestures over towards the city. You see about 23 or so footprints that trudge across the snow here. Some child size, some dragonborn size, some dwarven size, that walk in past the city sign of Quigwen. And below it, wait, do you speak Draconic?
I don't think so. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I don't. That's a negative, sir.
Okay. Make another quick, just make an intelligence check with advantage, please. See if you can remember the symbols and write it down in time.
That is another 19 with a total of 21.
Nice, okay. You see some symbols that you're able to commit to memory briefly, in case you want to write them down when you come out of this. Clearly in Draconic, you'd at least know, probably Draconic's pretty straightforward, identifiable. And here you look up at this city built on many levels, different snowy hills, almost up the ascending a mountain, a smaller mountain, a single mountain here. They turn into hills all around. This seem to be the highest formation, but up and around and through the side and through the trails, this city has grown and grown and grown. The city of Quigwen, which is written in common, but then again you wrote down that's Quigwen, and then you commit to memory for like 10 minutes or so, the exact transcribing of whatever's written in Draconic, and your ghostly father points up in that direction. Before you feel your mind has been placed in this reflection. So you're still standing outside, but you now recognize that you are in this reflection in a manner so your mind is there, experiencing this. Now you start to feel the cold, and you feel yourself being drawn back to your body. Can you make a charisma saving throw? I guess that would be.
Oh, because Caelynn's really good at charisma, guys.
Sorry.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Well, that's a that's a 5 total.
Oof.
I got the subscriber die.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
What is that
Okay.
again?
That's 2d8 currently.
Alright, so 2d8.
Make it good.
Make it good.
Hmm.
Where's all my d8?
I know, it's one that's not used too often, huh?
Okay, that's an extra 13, so 18 total.
Okay.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah. So you feel all of the weight of the loss of your mother, the loss of your father. This has she been here? Have you intersected some path? And you've been close a number of times. Once out here near Eshkil, another time on Tegradoth, and have just been so far away, and the sorrow of it is what hits you. But due to your resilience after everything you've been through and Frank's subscriber die, you're able to kind of quell most of that in a reasonable way, not come out a blathering mess. You feel yourself return to your body, only with a slight bit of sorrow and whatever else you would naturally feel in that moment. And all is restored, just a normal reflection in the mirror now.
Okay, we're done.
Okay.
Fen
Leave
kind
the
of...
room. Oh, okay.
No, good.
No, I was just whenever they're ready to leave.
Fen's just going to look at Jacera for a minute and see, just wants to be there for you. Doesn't know what to say, but just looks in case you need him for a minute. And if you don't,
I
he'll...
know where she's at. That's what matters.
Where'd you hear that?
She probably barely managed to whisper, so...
Okay. All right. Don't worry.
Yeah. If you were already walking away, if you're right there, then yeah.
That will. Yeah.
All right.
Keep going.
Fen gives a soft nod. And you've got about 10 minutes if you want to write down that Draconic.
Yeah,
Just,
she would bring out the journal and write it down.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. Brewer offers, an arm as best he can to you if you need it or want it to leave.
She'd accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He'll lock up the room behind y'all.
When they get outside the room, Mort, can you read Draconic?
Hold on. 1 moment.
Wait, no. Did I keep...
Nope.
Wait.
Everything but.
Wait.
Ooh, what you got, Ken? Oh, bummer. Ooh, what you got,
Wait.
Caelynn? Uh-huh.
Wait. Did I keep it, though? I don't think I kept it. I think I exchanged it out.
Ooh,
Did I?
I
Wait.
don't know.
I know you don't know. This is my problem.
Mort's going to have a button. I know 7 languages. Draconic is not one of them.
But Draconic ain't one, yeah. That's awesome.
I have my stuff.
Uh-huh.
My patron stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think that I traded it out. I don't think that I kept it. I don't know where I wrote it down at. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she didn't keep it, but she knows that Erwin speaks or can read Draconic, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah.
I can. Says Fenhold.
You can read Draconic?
Yes.
She will just wordlessly give him the journal page, or the journal with the page open.
Okay. He looks at you expectantly to see whether or not you want him to read it aloud.
It's fine. I trust Mort.
Okay. He takes a peek-see down. Oops. Let me try that again. Here it is. So he takes a look down. My image viewer is being ridiculous. Okay. And it says Quigwen, City of the Lost. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Awesome.
Yay! All right. Well, a huge thank you to well, I almost said your character names. Jeez, to Warren, Steph, and Frank for for popping in. Even though we had so many folks that just sadly weren't able to make it, and I hope they're all well and doing all right. Thank you three for being willing to still be on, even though we just had the three of you. So yay. And fantastic role play. Oh, you're all fire. It's awesome. Absolutely loved it. Let's see. All right, so I guess I'll just wrap us up here. We have lots of D&D on the channel. In case you couldn't tell, here is our schedule. We have a lot that runs 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. All throughout the week, as you can see here. We have a D&D stream on Saturdays, which runs 6 to 9 in the evening Eastern time. We have our wonderful Steph has her art stream. She has her own on her channel. You got to go check it out. Put in I think the command is an exclamation point Steph to check out her stuff. She also is so awesome and does mad art with Steph every Friday here on Redbird from noon to 3 Eastern. And if you haven't already joined our Discord, I would highly recommend, for all of the awesome reasons, checking it out. But also because she puts up posts about what fan art, and you can vote on it, stuff from across different campaigns. And Vic runs every Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, which is just such a fun, chill way to spend your Sunday afternoon. Madbird Plays, where she has people from all across the community here join and play Jackbox games, tabletop simulator games, and it's just all of the fun. All right, you have been watching Stormfall, our Friday night campaign, our drama club campaign, if you couldn't tell. It's so amazing. And we hope to catch you all again soon. I hope you have a great night, everyone. We're going to go raid Captain Robert.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you again, players. Thank you, viewers, for chilling with us. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye.